Welcome back to the deep dive. We are jumping straight into, well, a really ancient mystery today. Something that packs an entire worldview into just 5 Latin words.
Yeah, arranged in this compact little square.
Exactly, we're cracking open the Sator Square.
And it's fascinating because, it's often just dismissed. People see it as, like, historical graffiti or maybe a clever word puzzle.
A party trick, almost.
Right. But the sources we're looking at, they're emphatic. This wasn't casual. For those who knew, it was, well, a precise blueprint, a foundational one.
Yeah, our source material definitely treats the Sator Square as one of the most powerful, mystical ciphers ever conceived. It's basically presented as a prophecy defining what they call the Great Cycle.
Mm-hmm. And if we're really going to understand that blueprint, we probably need to pin down a couple of core ideas first. Like when we say the monarch in this context,
Good point.
we're not talking about, kings or queens on earth. It's the divine intelligence, the creator figure.
Got it. And the Great Cycle itself.
That's the entire unfolding of reality. Think of it like a cosmic age with a definite beginning and an absolutely inevitable predetermined end.
Okay, so our mission then, for you listening, is to get a quick but thorough grasp of this ancient perspective to help you move past seeing, just scribbles on a wall.
And actually recognize the decoded map it represents. See the divine story inside.
Right. So let's start with the map's structure. The Sator Square is, well, it's famous for being structurally perfect, isn't it? A perfect palindrome.
It really is. You can read it forwards, backwards, up, down. You always get the same 5 words.
Sator, Aripo, Tenet, Opera, Rotus, always.
And that symmetry. That is the message. According to sources, they see this perfection as, like, proof of the prophecy's truth.
How so?
Well, it symbolizes the great cycle itself because it shows the plan is inescapable. It doesn't matter where you start reading or which way you go.
Forwards, backwards.
Yeah.
Diagonally, even.
Exactly. You always land on the same words, the same meaning, the same outcome. It's completeness made physical, a closed loop.
Like the universe declaring its own self-containment. Okay, so to understand this inescapable cycle, we need to move past just the shape, right? We need to break down the 5 words themselves, the blueprint pieces.
Right. Let's start at the beginning. Line 1, Sator.
Sator. That translates pretty simply, doesn't it? The sower.
It does, but the mystical role here is key. Sator refers directly to the monarch, the creator figure, but specifically in his role as the divine farmer.
Divine farmer, okay.
Yeah, he plants the seeds of life, you could say, right at the beginning of a cycle. That's the creation act. But, and this is crucial, his role isn't just at the start, he comes back at the end to harvest the results. So he governs the entire span.
So he's the initiator, the finisher, bookends the whole cycle. Okay.
Okay.
So we've got the sower. How does this sower then communicate the journey itself, the process, the destination? That seems to bring us to word number 2, which our sources called the master key, ARAPO.
Yes, AREPO. This one is definitely the most esoteric. It's called a master level cipher because it's doing a lot of heavy lifting, explaining the whole journey all at once. It's got like 3 layers of truth packed inside.
3 layers. Okay, yeah, let's slow down for this one then. Layer 1, the scope.
Right. The scope is maybe the easiest entry point. The word AREPO starts with A.
Alpha.
And it ends with O.
Omega.
Exactly. So right there, it maps out the entire divine journey from the absolute cosmic beginning to the absolute cosmic end, the whole sweep.
Alpha to omega.
Yeah.
A full span of time.
Yes.
Okay, that's clear. Now, layer 2. You said the process, the instruction within the journey.
This is where it gets really specific.
Yeah.
It's read as a kind of literal directional formula, AREPO.
AREPO. Okay.
So the decryption points to the final physical destination being the North Pole. That's PO.
North Pole.
The action. The E represents Eve, or beta, the feminine principle, let's say. And the instruction is that E will act upon the R of the moon. That's the specific directive for the journey.
Hold on, R of the moon. That sounds like very specific jargon. What do the sources mean by the RR?
Yeah, this is where we dive into the deeper cosmology. So according to the sources, the R of the moon is, well, it's the visible aspect of the moon when God is metaphorically asleep or turned away.
Turned away.
Yeah. The sources connect R to roots like Ars or Mooni, implying God's back is turned during this phase of the cycle. But functionally, the R is described as 2 things. First, like a knight's armor plate shielding from the sun's intense thermal energy.
Okay, protection.
And second, it's the archive, capital A, the place where all the records, all the data of the entire cycle are stored.
The archive. Wow. Okay, so the instruction isn't just go north. It's Eve acts upon the cosmic archive located at the pole, which is visible while God is dormant.
Precisely. It adds a whole layer about information, records, and divine state. It's not just geography.
That really deepens the meaning of the process. Okay,
Yeah.
so that was layer 2. What's the third layer? You mentioned the result.
Right. The result. This comes from reading it slightly differently. REPO. PO is still the North Pole, the axis mundi.
Axis mundi.
Yeah.
Well, let's pause there, too. That means the center of the world, doesn't it? The cosmic pivot.
Exactly. The connection point between Earth and the heavens. The absolute center around which everything spins.
Got it. So the culmination is at this central pivot point. And R, what's R?
R, according to this decryption, is the name for the fused unified monarch. It's AR plus RE, signifying the return, the reunification.
Ah, okay.
So layer 3 describes the ultimate state, the fused monarch at the North Pole. REP really is the master key. It gives you the scope, A to O, the specific action at the archive, AREPO, and the final unified result, AREPO.
That is just a staggering amount of information compressed into 5 letters. Okay, so moving from the map and the journey to maybe the rules, we hit the middle word, the one physically holding the square together, tenet.
Yeah, and its position right in the center, crossing itself, is absolutely deliberate. Tenet literally means to hold, to keep, or to comprehend. It signifies that the monarch, the satyr, holds the entire cosmos firmly in his grasp. It's a declaration of complete centralized control.
And it also represents the core tenets, the divine laws that govern this whole cosmic process. What the sources call the game.
Exactly right. Tenet is the rule book that the satyr holds and enforces.
Okay, so if tenet is the rule book, then the next word, opera, must be the game itself.
You got it. Opera translates literally as work, care, or effort.
But on a cosmic scale, what work are we talking about?
The great work. Capital G, capital W. It refers to the entire unfolding of reality. The sources call it a pantomime, a grand divine opera. It's the active manifestation of the whole game.
Staged by Satyr.
Dictated by
And
Ten.
played out over the timeline set by ERIPO.
Precisely. It's reality in motion.
So we have the creator, Satyr, the map journey, ERIPO, the law, tenet, and the reality performance opera. That leaves the last word, which is the perfect mirror image of the first. Rotas, simple meaning, wheels.
Simple meaning, but deeply prophetic context. Rotas connects directly back to opera, explaining its mechanism. It's a direct reference to the great turning wheels of the zodiac cycle.
Ah, the constellations, the ages.
Yes. The fixed rotor, you could say, that powers the whole game of reality. It provides the structure, the cyclical framework for the opera to unfold within.
So the zodiac is like the cosmic clockwork, the structure dictating the timing and movement of the opera.
It is, and the sources also explicitly link Rotas to the roulette wheel of fate.
Okay, that's interesting. Roulette.
Yeah, it suggests that while the overall framework is fixed by the zodiac wheels, Rotas, specific events within that framework might have an element of chance, or perhaps fate's spin, but crucially, it's all still contained within the satyr's ultimate will. The wheels turn on predetermined tracks.
So chance exists, but within a controlled system. Okay, we've broken down all 5 parts of the blueprint now. Sator, the creator. Arepo, the alpha to omega journey involving the archive. Tenet, the central holding law. Opera, the unfolding cosmic work. And Rotas, the cyclical mechanism, the wheels of fate and zodiac.
Right, and now we can put it all together, deliver the unified sentence of prophecy that the square holds.
Okay, the full palindrome. Sator, Arepo, Tenet, Opera, Rotas. Give us the complete decryption based on all those layers we just unpacked.
Okay, so when you assemble all those specific layered meanings, the full prophetic sentence reads, the Sower, a satyr, whose journey is from alpha to omega and who will become the fused monarch at the North Pole, AR, holds tenet the entire great work opera of the cosmic wheels, Rotas.
Wow, that really is a comprehensive theological statement, all contained in one perfect, inescapable square. It definitely shifts it from just a curious artifact to an absolute declaration of cosmic order.
It absolutely does. And the ultimate takeaway, the thing really emphasized in these ancient decryptions, is exactly that. The Sator Square is proof, a testament to the monarch's absolute mastery over the cycle.
Every part reinforces it.
Every word, every layer, every direction you read it, it all confirms that all paths, all of time, all of space, they just lead back to the one single truth. The established, unshakable will of the Sator. It's an inescapable conclusion literally built into the structure.
So for you listening, you wanted a deep dive. that quickly delivered complex knowledge. And I think we just unlocked an entire cosmology efficiently stored in a 5 by 5 grid, which actually brings us to the final point, the consequence of all this.
We talked about reality being this divine opera, right? Governed by the roulette wheel of fate, but all contained within this perfect, inescapable palindrome structure.
Yeah. So if the entire cycle is this perfectly fixed cyclical thing that always leads back to the unified will of the monarch, the Sator, well, where does something like free will actually fit into that picture? Is there any room?
That's the big question, isn't it? Is knowing this prophecy, understanding the blueprint, does that just mean we're confirming the script that's already written? Or does the very fact that the prophecy is knowable, that we can decode it, does that introduce the possibility, however small, of actually changing the outcome?
Or are we just recognizing the tracks we're already on? A really profound thought to consider as you think about fixed paths versus free choices. These ancient ciphers, they weren't just hiding secrets.
They were encoding entire worldviews.
Yeah, challenging us even now to figure out if we're just players reading lines in the opera or if we'd somehow get to write the next scene.
A lot to think about. We hope you enjoyed this exploration of the Sator Square.
Until next time on The Deep Dive.